Hello there, TikTok and YouTube. It is the 2nd of January, and this is my daily vlog for the 2nd and 1st of January. I was going to make one for the 1st, but I woke up this morning and I just felt awful. Now, the weird thing is, I didn't feel awful for the reasons that you might think, which would make sense when you find out how I spent the 1st. I just felt exhausted, constantly exhausted. It was weird, actually. I was feeling exhausted in ways that I wasn't expecting to. I just felt this sense of, bodily lethargy. I wanted to stay still. I wanted to stay in bed. I wanted to just doze and sleep. I could idly, search through TikTok or, scroll through social media for an hour maybe, but I could do almost nothing else. I got up, took some medication this morning. I didn't make it downstairs until after midday, when I finally fed the cat. I ate breakfast. And then I fell asleep on the sofa, took myself back up to bed, didn't come back down until almost 8 o'clock. In fact, I believe it was a little after 8 o'clock. Fed the cat our evening meal, and it's now 11:30, and I've only just spent a bit of time watching some TV, had a meal myself, and felt well enough to record. So the 2nd has been a strange day. The thing is, I wonder if maybe I brought it on myself, because obviously I do have a chronic fatigue problem, because I spent the 1st of January at my sister's and her fellow's place. We had our Christmas on the 1st of January, and we exchanged Christmas presents. It was really pleasant. We had a big Christmas dinner, which they prepared, and they hosted. We opened presents, we listened to music, we played a board game. It was a nice night. I was up mid-morning, right through, getting myself ready, and I was there from about 2:30 until 1:30 in the morning, which for me is a long time. That was 11 straight hours I was there. I'm not usually awake that long. I often have to take breaks. I go for short naps, things like that, just because chronic fatigue sets in. So for me to be active and in someone else's house and engaging socially for 11 straight hours, that's a lot for me. I know it. My life sounds so bloody glamorous, doesn't it? Now, I'm also going to include the weather and temperature for the 31st, because I did record a daily vlog for the 31st. However, for some reason, TikTok glitched, and while I was editing it, I was moving clips backwards and forwards, after I made a couple of quick edits to remove some ums and ahs and a sneeze and things like that. And it decided to distort the audio. It moved the audio from later in the video to the beginning of the video and vice versa, and it kept switching them up. Every time I tried to edit anything, the audio would jump backwards and forwards. And because it's using the raw video file, I don't have a copy of the original video. I can't go, right, sack this project, open up the raw video, import it again and start again. If TikTok decides midway through you recording your video, if you're cutting out an or an R, or adding in a picture, or adding in a clip of something else, or adding in any text, anything you do to edit the video in the TikTok app, if you decide that you're going to do that, and TikTok just goes, screw you, and decides to delete it, or decides to corrupt it, tough shit, record the whole video again. So after spending an hour trying to figure out how to get that video recorded again, I just gave up. It wasn't worth it. For what? A daily vlog where I'm basically just making little daily diary entries. It's not all that important. I like making these videos, but let's face it, they're being watched by a few hundred people. It's not many people who are literally on the edge of their seats waiting for these videos. So I can put up. But yes, that aside, it's been it's been a pleasant holiday season. I thoroughly enjoyed the 1st. I did sleep through the 2nd, like I said, so for me, it feels like the 1st was a couple of hours ago. It's weird knowing that it's now, almost midnight on the 2nd. I feel like I missed a day. But either way, I've got some stuff I'm going to make a nice big video about, which I'm going to put up on YouTube. I'll make a video linking to it on TikTok. I'm going to make like a big, long, half-hour video where I go through all the, the gifts and presents and that I got for Christmas, show off what I've got, discuss a few things, what books I want to read, what games I want to play, the progress for my tabletop RPG, that kind of stuff. I'll probably make that tomorrow, do some editing on it, and hopefully get it up before the end of the week. So that'll be pleasant. I know towards the end of the month what I want to do is I want to get this entire living room emptied. My brother is coming up to visit, and I'm getting the room completely retiled. Now, I did order some tiles in order to get put tiles down the floor, and I started doing it myself, but I'm shit at it, and the tiles keep pulling up, and they don't look good. And yeah, it was a nightmare. It was tragic. I'm not good at this kind of thing. It's the kind of thing my dad would have done. And again, it's the kind of thing that I now fully appreciate just how hard it was now that he's not here to do it for me. But my brother, he takes very much after my dad, so he's offered to do it as his Christmas present to me. So I need to empty the room completely, remove all the furniture, everything. It needs to be as if I didn't live here. And I've got a month to do it. So that's my priority for January, is making this house empty. Which is going to be a challenge. It means my bedroom is going to be so chocker-packed with absolutely everything. But it's what we've got to do, unfortunately. So, yeah. Emptying the entirety of this room. That's going to be fun. But once I've got that sorted, I can get the new floor put down. I can put the furniture back the way I want it. I may rearrange some of the furniture. I'm considering putting the TV somewhat under the window, and putting the sofas in kind of like a U shape, depending on how that will work out, because that will give us a better seating area with more seats available for more people. If that works out, great. But we'll see. We'll see how that fits together. If it all works great, then I'll do like a house tour, show you how I've got it all set up, and I'll be able to do a proper bookshelf tour as well, show you all my books, because I've decided that I'm changing the way I'm doing my books. This is something that I've wanted to do for a while now. I've decided that the way I've got my books at the moment, I've got a lot of paperbacks, and I like my paperbacks. I've got a lot of paperbacks everywhere. But I've also got my leatherback hardback books. I really like my leather-bound, like Folio Society and Eastern Press and things like that. I like those. So I'm going to be collecting them more. And rather than have a huge selection of hundreds of books, I'm going to pare down my collection. And I'm going to collect the books I really love in really nice editions. And then the rest I'll have as like a floating TBR where I can swap books in and out. I'm going to donate books to libraries and things like that once I've read them and I've got no use for them. And the books I really love, I'll rebuy as collectible leather-bound. There's even websites where you can submit an ebook and have it bound as a unique leather-bound for you. So I'm going to do that for ones where there aren't special edition leather-bounds available. I'm going to just have my own leather-bounds made. Things like the Felix Castor books, which they're never going to get a leather-bound collector's edition. So I will submit them to these, bespoke bookbinders and pay to have them bind it for me. And I can have a nice leather-bound collector's edition which will be completely unique to my collection. That kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to setting up that kind of a collection. It's going to be a long-term project, but I think it's going to make a library of books. It's going to be pared down, much smaller, but it's going to be something I'm going to really love. So if you look forward to seeing that in the future, great. Follow along and I'll show it off. Until then, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.